Welcome to the video. We're going to talk about anemia and the vegan lifestyle and how to avoid it. Here's Natasha.
Let's talk about anemia. Let's talk about anemia. Can you cure anemia with sugar? Why do a lot of vegans look anemic? What is anemia? What's the signs? What's the symptoms? Why does Mick the vegan look like he's anemic? I put Mick the vegan in the thumbnail. I remember Mick the vegan used me a few times in references of why carbs are bad or sugar's bad or whatever, and he would refer to, he put an obese person in the frame, claiming that was, if you take durianrider's advice, this is what you become, even though you can see how lean I am, and you can use any of my girlfriends over the years, and look at this pair of shorts here from Natasha, like, you can't hold it close, tiny little waist, alright, so she's Natasha walking around now. So, you know, if you're going to use someone, if you're going to, criticism's fine, but do it objectively and fairly versus, like, you know, it's a bit like, you know, using a Porsche and then using an example of a fake Porsche, like a V-dub with a kit on it, saying, look at this Porsche performance, it doesn't work. It's not a Porsche, bro. It's a V-dub, alright? So if you want to critique me, that's fantastic. I encourage that. If you want to do a live stream debate, anytime, but they won't. But anyone who wants to critique me or whatever, I'm totally cool with it. But also, let's jump on the live stream, and so we can take questions from the audience without any scripts or jump cuts, etc. No nudity, please. Natasha's is family PG. Let's talk about anemia. So sugar, fruit, sugar, same thing. What is fruit? Sugar. Where the calories come from in sugar. Yeah. Sucrose, glucose, fructose, etc. Look at my hand, it's getting glary. A sign of anemia is your vision goes. So this is an apple. This is off a tree locally, and it tastes pretty damn good. It's got a high Brix value. This is what I recommend people get. Is one. And actually, you don't need one of these, but if you're a geek like me, if you're a nutrition geek and you love geeking out and stuff, this is called a Brix Refractometer. You basically put a bit of a solution of the juice and the fruit on there, and you close it. And you look through there, and it gives you a number out of sort of like 40. Yeah, about 30 to 0. And so higher is more nutrition. And to get nutrition in food typically involves more sugar in the food. So if this apple was 30 Brix, means it's really sugary. And you will bite into it and you'll be like, oh, wow. You'll remember this apple for the rest of your life. If this apple was a 30 Brix, you would be like, man, that was a magic apple. Most apples are probably about 5 Brix. Where you bite into them, you're like, yeah, apple a day keeps the doctor away. And you're like, you know, you don't want to keep eating. You're just like, I'm going to have my piece of fruit a day. Give me my piece of fruit so I can have my donut. Get my carbs that way. And then when we eat the donut, which has got sugar in it, a small portion of sugar, but it's got all this fat with it. So we have our sugar, it's great. And then all this fats come with it. And the body's like, hang on, fat, we don't need that much fat. And then it gets stored as fat and electric triglycerides and cholesterols, etc. like that. You need fat, but your body makes most of the fat you need, okay? So if your body needs extra fat, it'll just make it. Right, so there's no need to add much fat to your food unless you're extremely underweight, okay? My advice in my ebook, Carb the F Up, and Durianrider's Lean Body Bible, it transforms people's lives, all right? So I highly recommend, if you don't want to sit through this video or one of my 5,000 videos, which I put up for free, just jump to durianrider.com, get one of my ebooks. If you want a body like Natasha has, or any of my girlfriends over the years or whatever, if you're a female watching this video, you know, and you're like, oh, you know, like, I'm confused, carbs good, carbs bad, sugar's okay, rice is not, blah, 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 blah. What do? Who do I listen to? Do I listen to fat, obese Mr. Morse, or do I listen to dad bod Gregor, who can't run around the block, whose wife and kids are also out of shape? Not hating, just saying. Just because you're overweight, out of shape, doesn't make you a bad person. I'm just saying, I'm not going to take nutrition advice from someone who's out of shape. I'm also not going to take advice on nutrition if someone's pumped up full of steroids like Sean Baker, lying about it at a sociopathic level. And I'm like, what? Even some women are like, Sean Baker said meat's good. I'm like, do you want to look red, inflamed like a big boiled lobster like Sean? Or do you want to have a body like Natasha or closer to that? Do you want to be slimmer and more feminine, or do you want to be inflamed like a human thumb, Joe Rogan? What's your goal? If your goal is cycling, do you want to have a lean physique, or maybe you want to run a fast marathon for Boston qualifications? Do you want my sort of lean physique? Or, you know, you're going to listen to some of these fake natty Thomas DeLauer people, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with taking steroids, like Thomas DeLauer and Sean Baker take. But lying about it to sell some sort of program, that's, in my opinion, fraud. That's just my opinion. And so I want to be totally transparent with that. And I think when you're transparent, you can help people better. You know? And when you lie to people, you get their money, but you won't help them. All you're doing is you're helping yourself get more money off these innocent, trusting people. If someone buys your book, they're trusting you. They're like, well, I'm paying for goods. I'm paying for goods and service. I'm trusting this person. I'm trusting this person's going to tell me the truth. And so when you buy one of my books, you get the full truth. You might not like it. You might hate it. You might, hang on, no, I don't like this. But it's the full truth. All right. So I'm not going to give you a half truth or a 3/4 truth. I'm going to give you the absolute full truth. What you need to do, what you need to cut out of your lifestyle, what you need to add in to get your slim, vital results and health as well. Because it's easy to lose weight. Just starve yourself, but then your brain goes crazy. Like if you're scared of sugar, I'm drinking a sweet drink here as well. If you're scared of sugar, I don't care how hot you look or whatever, how much fame or money you've got. If you're scared of sugar and you're running on caffeine and or Xanax and or Ritalin and Adderall and Modafinil, all these drugs I always mention all the time, your mood is going to be a roller coaster. If you're running out of sugars and you're injecting steroids every week or even every month or whatever, fine. But often your mood's going to roller coaster a lot, you know. I've used steroids before, and your mood you can roller coaster real quick if you get undercarved. Alright, so it is just, and especially women's mood can change like so fast, like the weather, just boom. 1 minute it's sunny, next minute it's storming, because women don't have as much testosterone, so their glycogen retention isn't as good, and that can affect their serotonin and dopamine levels really quickly. So a lot of guys don't understand this. They're like, man, my girlfriend was cool, and next minute she's, I don't know what's going on. It's like a cat, all right? Women are like cats. Don't take it personally. Just roll with it. And make sure they've got a lot of sugar in them. give the woman sugar. Feed the beast. And so a lot of people don't understand this. Some women don't even understand. Oh, I'm such a bitch to my husband or kids, or I just feel so guilty. And I'm like, man, you're hungry for some sugar. You need some sugar. Fruits, rice, and sugar. Oh, but sugar's bad. Sugar's white poison. I can't have... Just do it. Don't argue. Do it and see how you feel. But. No, just fucking do it. Put the life jacket on and do it. Stay afloat. Anyway, so does sugar reverse anemia? Sugar can definitely reverse anemia. People say, oh, anemia is when you don't have enough iron. No. Iron deficiency anemia, that's a different thing. You know, it's like you got a spider and a scorpion. They're both arachnids, but they're not. One's a scorpion, one's a spider. You got anemia, decreased hemoglobin, that's anemia technically, and then you've got iron deficiency anemia, where you've got enough hormones and B12, etc., to produce the red blood cells, but you don't have enough iron. So for red blood cell production, you need 3 primary things. You need sugar, because that's what the red blood cells live off. You know, it's like ants. Red blood cells are like ants. They love sugar. That's all they can use is sugar. All right. And so if you want to have more red blood cells in your body to burn more fat, because it takes 3 kilos of oxygen to burn 1 kilo of fat, you need more sugar. Where are you going to get sugar from? What is sugar? Sugar is sucrose, glucose, and or fructose. They're the main 3 common sugars. There's other maltose and lactose and dextrose and all this all that stuff, but they're just basically similar to glucose. And so fructose is used by many cells in your body. Your sperm cells only use fructose. Fructose is great for keeping slim, because fructose doesn't require insulin so you can absorb the fructose. So if you're eating a fruit diet or a sugar diet, sucrose diet, you're getting probably 50% of calories from fructose, approximately. So if you're living on high fructose corn syrup, that's a great weight loss thing, despite what the media is saying, you know. Because, oh no, it's bad. High fructose corn syrup is GMO, which I don't really rate. But in terms of weight loss, high fructose corn syrup, no worries. I tested it myself even. Did 2 months in Thailand, just high fructose corn syrup every day. Could even be GMO, I wasn't sure. Hard to tell what is GMO these days. And man, I got so skinny, so lean. I was pouring on my fruit, and I was like, geez, this is like, what's going on here? And as a cyclist, that's fine. As a runner, it's fine. But as an ascetic, as a guy, you know, if you're losing all this leanness, getting all this body fat sucked off of you, you can Not many women sort of find that attractive, but as a performance thing, it's really good. But if you're a woman and you're getting slim, then a lot of women like that. A lot of women want to lose the weight. And that's why I've done well with business, because I help people, mostly women, get incredible results. Mostly women, and who buy my product. And that's made me a bit of a master. In women's weight loss. It's a specialty. That's why all my girlfriends look their best. They glow, they radiate, they have energy, they overcome eating issues, etc. when they're with me, and they really thrive. They peak. They make great money, they have great freedom, they have great fun, they have good sex, all these things based on sugar. Right? So if you have anemia, you have low red blood cells, your hemoglobin. And so if your hemoglobin is low, that means your body's ability to take the oxygen molecule and pass it around to all your cells in your body, your muscles, your brain, your sex organs, whatever, then you've got low hemoglobin, so you're going to feel lower. You actually will feel mentally lower. You'll feel more depressed when you have low hemoglobin. You'll probably be a durianrider hater. You'll be like, durianrider. And I totally don't have any hate or distaste or whatever for people like that. I can empathize. Like, when you're anemic, you don't feel good. You feel life is very hard. And so if you jump on one of my videos and see me gallivanting around with all these hot babes and go to Thailand and ride and doing this and all this freedom, and you're anemic, there's part of your brain is going to like, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy, because you're in such pain and I'm doing it so easy over here. You're going to be like, so anemia definitely creates mental health things, and this isn't talked about at all. There's no real connection there, because people are like, there is. When you have low hemoglobin, you are depressed. It's hard to feel upbeat when your VO2 max is 10. Most people don't know what it feels like to have a VO2 max of 80. I do. You feel incredible. And if your VO2 max is, let's say, 10, some people have a VO2 max of 10. And they still get through the day. They still have business. And I'm like, man, these people are legends. The persistence just to be able to have a VO2 max of 10 and to go through the day, a full work day, that's impressive. That's some serious drive. The average person's VO2 max may be 20. You know what I mean? So I'm up at 70s, 80s when I'm in peak form, which is most days of the year, because I eat enough carbohydrate. When you don't have enough sugar, your VO2 max goes down because your red blood cells die off, right? So the boost VO2 max, that's your body's ability to uptake, transfer, deliver oxygen to the cells. Then you can do more stuff in one breath, one breath. And so you have more energy in your head. So if you don't have enough sugar, then your red blood cells die off, aka anemia. All right? So that's one form of anemia. Not enough carbohydrate, not enough sucrose, glucose, fructose for the red blood cells to live on, so they die. And every day they're dying off. And every day they're getting reproduced. EPO, hormone, stimulated by the kidneys, tells the bone marrow, produce more red blood cells. Pardon me. So that's why swimmers, runners, cyclists, etc. Love using EPO, because it's more red blood cells, more hemoglobin, more power. Feeling much better in the head. And so yeah, but then if you use EPO, then that turns off your body's endogenous EPO production, then you can go slump down. So your performance can go boom, boom, boom. And then your mood can go boom, boom, boom. Whenever you start using hormones, understand that, okay? Most people don't. They just inject themselves with hormones, and then they get this massive bout of depression, and a few months later go, what's going on? And that's why cocaine and hormone usage go so hand in hand. But that's even worse, because then you're going even up again, and then you're going to go down, and it's like your life's just not really going to be enjoyable. So I'm all about quality of life. I'm all about that quality of life experience, because it doesn't matter about the muscles or the money or whatever, because you don't have quality of life and happiness because you've got nutrition, blood cells and sugar in your system, then you're going to be really depressed. If you're not hydrated, you're going to feel irritated, and that's going to be your reality. So if you do have anemia issues, then you will look pale. But then again, that can be skin tone as well. The biggest sign of anemia is you don't have any speed in your pace. You can't just sprint down the street and then keep going. You know what I mean? Maybe your pace slows down a little bit, but you keep going. Do the whole block, or do the whole street, or do your whole suburb, or you freaking run across do a marathon in under 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever. You don't have anemia then. Or just be able to just go run up a hill, you know? Just run like you see a dog, just sprint up the hill. I can do that anytime. Most people can't. Most vegans can't, but most vegans are just most people. They're scared of sugar. Imagine getting Mick the vegan or Michael Greger and get them to go sprint up a hill. Let's say we've got 3 people. I use Greger and Mick the vegan because they're like so orthorexic and anti-sugar. And maybe let's throw Robert Morse in there as well. That's 4 people. Maybe start at the bottom of the hill. We'll give him an age handicap. Actually, Mick the vegan's younger than me. He doesn't need a handicap though because he's so handicapped with his diet. And we sprint up the hill. Who's going to win? Why? Is it because I'm better? No. It's just because I've got better blood volume. Because my diet doesn't cause anemia. Okay? My diet recommendations don't. And that's why all my girlfriends get so fit, you know, regardless of their past, they just within like 3 or 4 months, their fitness just drops right up. Drops right up. Even in the first couple of days, the fitness is going up because the red blood cells are like, ooh, we can feed again. We can get the sugars in, and so that's a huge one. So if you do have anemia, don't just pop your iron pill, your ferrous sulfate, 10 milligram, whatever. Go look at your diet and go, how many grams of carbohydrate am I getting a day? Do I have sugar phobia, and what is that based on? Is that a rational thing? And you'll find that. So you just go to any comment section or just join the Facebook groups. A good one to join is whole food plant-based Aussies where they're really scared of sugar in there, and just jump on it and just go, hey, how many people ran 10k today? Oh, what? Oh, I can't exercise. And these are the people who go, oh, I tried vegan, it didn't work. These are people like Tim Sheaf, etc., who were doing great on sugar, then they cut sugar out, and then the red blood cells drop, and they feel really bad. So maybe I needed a water fast, and then they go even more anemic, and then it's just like, game over. I need to eat a bit of meat. And so no, the meat won't give you iron, enough iron for your red blood cell production. Like, if you're eating meat for iron, but you're getting all these other compounds with it, it's just dumb. Get your iron from plants, alright? The iron's in the fruit. Iron's in the fruit. The sugar might not be, because I picked too early, but the iron's there, you know? Iron's in your food. You know, be careful with iron supplements, because too much iron is very, very bad. You can get hematomicrosis. That's pretty rare for most people, though. But you can just get oxidative stress from the iron. You know, it's like all the free radicals and just stuff like that. I'm not a molecular scientist, but I just know from what I've seen that too much iron is bad. Look at Joe Rogan. You know, look how inflamed he looks. He would have way too much iron in his body from all the meat he eats, plus all the steroids he has to take every week. That increases iron absorption even more. So Joe Rogan's iron would be like, you know, and he doesn't look well. He looks so red. He looks so inflamed. All his hair's falling out, which is, again, that's nothing, not trying to shame anyone for being bald or whatever, just saying that his hair's falling out, you know, from all that meat he's eating, all the stress and stuff in his body. It doesn't look healthy. It doesn't look healthy at all. Now, you know, that might be a bit unfair, me calling him out about his hair, but, you know, Joe Rogan is always, because there's other variables of that. I'm just saying, let's forget that I said the hair thing, that Joe Rogan's bald. There's a few factors of that one, but he doesn't look healthy to me. The inflammation. Now, some people might look at me and go, dude, you look too skinny, you look like a tapeworm, hasn't eaten for 7 weeks. Okay, cool. But if you look at my skin tone, and we're saying we're white, Caucasian, similar sort of Euro background vibe, but you look at my skin tone versus Joe Rogan, there's a vast difference, okay? And that's because his diet is so high in iron, heme iron, which your body can't really regulate as easy, so it just creates massive inflammation. So there you go. Wouldn't it be great if I was on a Joe Rogan podcast? Now I could get Joe Rogan in killer shape. Imagine how fit I could get Joe Rogan. The guy's got work ethic, but he just does the stupidest crap. It's like, yeah, he's got drive, and he got lucky with being an early adopter of UFC commentary, so he got some good luck in his life, but he works hard. But imagine I could take Joe Rogan to the next level fitness-wise. I could make Joe Rogan the fittest of his life. Joe Rogan couldn't improve my cardio at all. I could increase his cardio out of sight. You know, Joe Rogan couldn't increase my strength at all, because I don't know how to train. But Joe Rogan doesn't know how to train and eat for pure fitness. He knows how to inject steroids, do bench press, do some spin kicks, looks cool, but he doesn't know how to develop his full cardio, you know. And yeah, it'd be great to get him in shape. Just get Joe Rogan the vegan lifestyle, get him good. The real vegan lifestyle, not this orthorexic Mick the vegan, you know, eat broccoli and brown rice orthorexia thing. You know, that's going to handicap you in life. If your diet is so orthorexic and restrictive that you can't even have sugar or too much fruit, or you can have fruit but not the juice of the fruit, it's like, oh my god. Like, so that's what the average vegan's fitness is just going, because they're getting more and more orthorexic. And look at, there's that channel, Vegan Deterioration out there, who is sociopathic in my opinion. Excuse me. Sociopathic in my opinion, that they're not. I said, hey, put me on a live stream, let's have a debate. No. They never show their face on their videos. They never like show anything in a bikini or whatever. And they're critiquing the heck out of these people. They have this unhealthy obsession with freely. It's like, you're making videos almost every day about someone. Like, that's weird, man. That's weird. Like, if you're going to do that, make them about me. I enjoy the attention. But if you've got this stalkerish behavior where you're just like, and again and again and again, it is pretty weird. And it's unfair that you won't put up your own blood tests. But you say, where's your blood test? Look at my blood tests. They're all up. Where's your blood test? Let's compare. You know, let's compare physiques and fitness, whatever. But these people don't. But what they do is they showcase vegans out there who maybe use bad lighting. That's a big thing. Use good lighting, people. Use good lighting. But they're showcasing people who are maybe have some eating disorders. You know, full calorie restricting, man. And when you're calorie restricted, you look shocking, man. You're looking all anemic. You're looking anemic. When you're anemic, you look, yeah, you look out of it, man. Look out of it. So please, people, don't fear the sugar. Don't fear the fruit juice. Don't fear your fruit smoothies. Don't fear your fruit. Don't fear your white rice. All right? Don't fear these things. Carb up. If you want the natural vitality that I exude on my videos. Right now, I've got no caffeine in my system, no drugs, no steroids, nothing in my system. Everything's full, natty bra. This is just sugars from fruits, rices, and starches. Last night I even had quinoa. Quinoa's great. So, but get your sugar in, man. Get your sugars in. In nature, we have so much sugar from our fruit. The jackfruits and the wild bananas and the durians and all these articarpus fruit families, especially jackfruits and tarap marang. These fruits are so high in sugar and yet good quality. American pawpaws, one of the highest sweet fruit in the world. Most people never had one. You know, it's incredibly sweet. The Native American persimmons, they're incredibly sweet. If grown in good soil, if picked ripe, they're sugar. They're full of sucrose. Right? So when you have a sweet drink, it's also sucrose. But people are like, no, sucrose is bad if it's in isolated form. How? How is it bad? It spikes your blood sugar. No, it doesn't spike your blood sugar at a level that's bad. And it's like, and then they say eat whole foods, plant-based. And it's like an organic sweet potato, glycemic index is like 110 around abouts. Refined white sugar, about 65. So it's almost, you know, almost double for that potato. It has a higher spike. The sweet potato has a higher spike than the sugar. Right? So your blood sugar's down here, goes up. That's fine. It's the elevated blood sugar that isn't good. And that doesn't happen unless you're having all this dietary fat, coconut oil, or lard, or bacon, or all this meat and dairy, or too many avocados. That'll send your blood sugar up higher because you're getting insulin resistance from all the fat that's coating your insulin receptor sites and causing your blood sugars just to stay up because your body can't bring them down because there's not enough insulin to go through all the insulin receptor sites. Are blocked from that excess dietary fat. So the glycemic index of sugar, white table sugar, is about 65. Average organic, homegrown, baked sweet potato that tastes really good, about 110, give or take. Glycemic load of fruit, so the sweet potato is about a 30. Glycemic load of the sugar is about 3. Okay, so sugar spikes aren't the issue, and if people are saying sugar spikes are the issue, then you can flip that on and go, well, hang on, what about this organic potatoes? Sweet potato, it's got such a high glycemic index and high glycemic load. Oh, but it's got fibre in it. Yeah, cool, but the load's still up and the index is still up. The sugar is down here. So if you're saying that sugar spikes are bad, don't eat refined sugar, then why would you recommend whole plant foods that have a higher glycemic index and a high glycemic load? Oh, but now you're just bullying. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Then they throw they're like, I can't answer the question. You're just attacking me. Oh my God. Gregor. Oh, don't add another $100,000 to multi-million-dollar donation thing. And I'm just running around in circles. It's just the same story every day. Sugar's bad. Durianrider, no. Oh, but Durianrider's really fast. Oh, but Durianrider's exercise. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, there's so many fat cyclists out there who train way more than me. And runners, and, you know, and cyclists, and runners, and cyclists who are way more overweight. And they just eat too much fat. And they all scared of sugar. Oh, well, I shouldn't have the sugar, you know, have the bacon, leg roll. Then they blame the roll. Dude, the reason why you got rolls isn't from rolls, it's from the bacon. You eat a pig, you look like a pig eventually. Unless you're calorie restricting. Even Joe Rogan had to calorie restrict to get lean. And even then it looked like he's doing liposuction. Crazy. Anyway, that's the deal. No hate to anyone mentioning this video. Just trying to be real and transparent. And this is how we grow as a society, just by being real. And you can hate on me or do whatever or take me out of context, but that doesn't affect my quality of life. But it will affect your quality of life because you don't take the advice that will help you. And it also affects other people's quality of life because you're robbing them of... actually, you're not robbing them. You know, people are dumb enough to believe these psychos on the internet who don't have any fitness or blood tests or whatever. You know, and it might be sounding hateful, but I'm not. I'm just being real. Just like if someone said to me, Durianrider, I think you're full of shit. Jump on my podcast. I want to rip you apart on my podcast. I'm like, I'm there. If someone's like, Durianrider, be on my live stream, I'm there. If they're like, Durianrider, I want to study you. We want to study you for a month. Test your blood, test everything. I'm like, I'm there. I'm going to bring Natasha and the Gats, you know. So I put myself out there to be transparent. You know? And a lot of people don't do that because they're hiding stuff or they're insecure what they believe or they're having a vendetta against someone. If you can't debate publicly, then your opinion means fuck all, really, in my opinion. Simple as that.